Hello. Right, this is another banded booty burner, so you need a resistance loop. You could probably do it without if you need to. But I always think since you're working a big muscle of the bum, you might as well grab a big heavy band. It is gonna burn, but we'll get on with it. I'm gonna try my best to do the whole lot with you. Any breaks are totally sincere. So we're gonna start by lying on our back, feet about hip distance apart. Squeeze your butt, lift your hips up into a hip bridge, and then just lower down. But we're just going to start by warming up the butt. You're going to just squeeze your butt cheeks here. So you're tilting your pelvis under, so it's this movement here, using the power of your abs and your butt. And you're just going to roll onto one side, go for clams, so your knees are bent, just lift the top knee and lower it down, so warming up into the side of the butt. Start to just poke the side of your bum, just to start to, warm it up, just trying to get your brain to butt connection, so we know which muscles we're going to warm up. And we go back to the hip bridges, tilt your pelvis, lift, squeeze your butt, lower down. The thing with your foot position here is that it wants to be about hip width. Further away, you're more likely to feel it in your hamstrings. Really close, you might be likely to feel it in your knees. So you want it roughly 90 degrees at the knees, 90 degrees at the knee. And you're just going to roll onto the other side for clams. I'm going to roll this way so you don't necessarily have to just see my booty. So keep the feet together. Don't worry about opening to the sky. Your hips will roll up that way. So keep your hips and pelvis stacked. And it's just a small movement lifting up and down, keeping the pelvis totally stable. Right, go back to the hip bridges. Oh, which way shall I go? So just go a little bit longer. So we're doubling the time, adding 20 seconds. Really start to clench the butt. Again, maybe have a pause at the top, poke the bum. We're looking to feel it right in the kind of the bottom of the bum to lift the hips upwards. And the clams is more the side of the bum. So have a pause, clench, push your feet into the floor. The hope for now is that you're feeling your bum activate, you're feeling your bum muscles contract, but they're not burning. They shouldn't be burning just yet. It's just kind of warming up the glutes. Guys, and coming into clams. Right, can you see there's a table over there? If I hit that by the end of this, I'll be annoyed. Or knocked out. Annoyed or knocked out. Right, so remember, stack your hips. You might want to lean forward a little bit. It helps to encourage the hip to stay forward rather than rolling open. Maybe have a pause again, a little poke at the side of the bum, the muscles you're hoping to feel. Throughout this, if you start feeling the burn or the work in other muscles, take a break and then go back in. Because we want to, when one muscle fatigues, another one tries to help out, but I want to really get as much focus on the booty. Hip bridges again. I'm going to pivot now that I'm ready. Tilt the pelvis, lift, squeeze the butt. A little pause maybe. Again, feel free to play with and adjust your foot position to make sure you're getting no knee pain. You're feeling it in the correct muscles. And then pay attention to how high I lift my hips. They're not that far off the ground. If you're lifting up like this here, you'll tend to feel this more in your back muscles. And it's just keeping it lower and tilting the pelvis under, you're going to feel it more in the booty. The booty. And that's what we're trying to target. Nice, back to clams. So on the other side, just roll over. And by the way, I kind of assume you might be rolling over to face away from me. But yeah, it just feels weird for me to actually just roll over and give you the view of my butt. So just lifting and pausing. This is really the nice bit, by the way. This is the nice bit. We've got no band on. We're just moving freely. And just think though, this is nearly 25-minute work purely on the butt. Including warm-up and stretch, but that's not too long. We've got one more round of these. So back to the hip bridges, 60 seconds this time. This time you might feel a bit of burn. Tilt the pelvis, squeeze your butt, lift, pause, squeeze, come down. Be mindful of pushing evenly into both of your feet. Clenching both of your butt cheeks evenly. So just pay attention to what's happening in your body. Do you have one arse cheek that feels stronger than the other? It's quite common that we do, and that's normally they're going to be the side that you might have potential injuries or niggles on. Keep them going. I'm going to turn around so I'm ready for the clams. We're not to not think this through in terms of my filming. Oh dear. Bum, bum. If you've done any of my banded boosties burners before, you know this is going to burn. So just start to mentally prepare for that sensation and just think, I'm going to go, once it burns, I'm going to try and get at least 1 or 2 more reps in. I'm telling myself that too. So you're going to roll over into your clams one more time. And feel free to take a little bit longer to set up if you need. I've not set any breaks there. If you need to take time, just adjust your knees. You don't want your knees back here, but you want them just kind of just tucked in, almost in like a, I nearly said the fetal position. Yeah, kind of the fetal position. That's here, isn't it? So kind of midway towards that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Clenching. So yeah, try not to race out your reps loads, but just have a nice slow. And the movement is like squeezy, so it's smooth. So you're really just feeling the muscle contract. Nice final hip bridge without a band. You might even find you want to do little things again. It's kind of like your warm up as well. So maybe you want to hold it up and try things like clench your right butt cheek, clench your left butt cheek, clench your right butt cheek, clench your left butt cheek. Have you got an even squeeze? If you've not, it's nothing to be concerned over as such. It's just information to be aware of, to know that you've got a bit of an imbalance. We've just got to work on trying to even it out a little bit. And it's totally normal to be imbalanced. We're humans. We're not perfect. We're not even over. Like, you know, we've got one hand bigger than one foot bigger than one leg bigger than the other, etc. We're right-handed or left-handed, so you're always going to be a little bit wonky. It's just trying to address and get as close to balance as possible. Nice. Right. Oh, clams. Clams on the left. Oh, it's too keen. See, good job. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes I might teach people and they'll be like, you've got the other side. And now instead of you guys telling me that, I've got a screen being like, you've got the other side. I'm specifically doing this week for one of my clients. I know I'm not doing for loads of my clients. Loads of my clients need butt stuff, myself included. But yeah, Alex, if you're watching, hey girl, make sure you pause if you feel it when it's not on your bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. And again, just remember this is the warm up. So hopefully you might have got a bit of burn by this one, but hopefully it's manageable. Right, you've got 30 seconds to grab your resistance band. I was going to wimp out and go with a lighter one, and then I just thought, you know what, my advice for everyone is always just use a heavy one. So in my opinion, get a decently strong band. So you're going to put it just above the knees. So put it through the legs and set it just above your knees. Bum, bum, bum. We're going to be starting with lying on our back again on his knees. Oh no. Excuse me, sorry. So staying with your back on the floor, feet hip width again, push your knees out, and then just keeping the hips down, just pulse the knees out. Slow little pulses. Slow pulses out and in. And so just purely focusing on the side of your bum. Sometimes you can take your feet a bit wider. That might help you feel it more. It might help you feel it less. Again, sometimes making these little tweaks. For me, I feel it best when I'm hip width apart and then I'm just really pointing the knees out as wide as I can. Notice that it's not, again, pulsing, squeezing. I'm not letting the band drag me back in. Don't want to give you too much of an angle. But from here, so you pull it out on the band, and then you're going to go just a bit wider than there, and then come back while it's still pulled out. Wider and come back while it's still pulled out. So we're never going to this closed leg position where the band goes a bit slack. We've always got tension on the band is the goal. And then we're going to add the lift. So I'm hoping now this has got a little band on the side of the bum. Now push your knees out again. Lift your hips up and down. So you're going to keep pushing out the band. The band is constantly trying to drag your knees inwards, and you've got to keep resisting that urge and keep pressing the knees out. So we've done this already, the hip bridges. The difference is we've now got the band to really activate the side of the glutes as we also work the underneath of the butt. Oh dear. My bum is already absolutely burning. How's yours? I can't reiterate enough. If you start feeling in a different muscle, don't power through with a different muscle. Take a break and then just keep trying as many breaks as you need, where it's just always getting the bum. Eventually, you might be able to finish the whole workout just putting the whole thing in the booty and your bum is strong enough for it. That's the goal. Right, the next time you're up, hold it up and then just, again, go for those knees, pulses out and in. However, the hips are lifted off the floor, so we've got, again, both parts of the bum. It's called like glute med and glute max. Glute max is the one that's underneath lifting you up. Glute med is the side. Same concept applies. We're not just swinging the arms, the legs around. We're not letting it drag in, and we're never getting to hip width. It's always a bit wider than hip width to always have loads of tension on the band. Tension on the band is tension in the glutes. Glutes is your booty. And we want a strong butt. No, we want a strong butt always, but we do want a strong butt. Helps with walking, hiking, running, cycling. What other things? Climbing. And then importantly, it helps with avoiding injuries. Helps support your spine. Oh God, my bum burns so much. Just remember that as it's burning. Hold the knees out and then pulse the hips up and down. Pulse the hips up and down. I'm going to be honest with myself there. My knees got dragged in a bit. So I don't think go back up again. Pushing them out. Pulsing up and down. It's a teeny tiny movement. Teeny tiny movement. But I'm hoping it feels really, really burny. If you're ever at the stage where it's not burning, by the way, either cool, you've got a really strong bum, or just go with a heavier band. I don't know how I'm going to do the next bit. Will we do single booty? Think of the benefits of the strong butt. So sadistic. Oh, come on, knees, push out. Oh no, I forgot the combination. Hold hands up. And then you're going to do 5 knee pulses out and in. And then once you've done 5, hold it out as wide as you can, pulse the hips up and down 5 times. Oh, I really thought we were done. Oh. By the way, I literally just wrote this all into the system, 5 minutes? Finished doing it 5 minutes before I was on here teaching, so that really is, all the blood is now in my butt and not in my brain. Oh, booty burn. 50 seconds to go. Remember when you get that burn, trying to go 1 pulse more, 1 rep more. Genuine pain. Have a break. Right, these bits, the effort is only 30 seconds, which is good. We're going to come on to all fours. Pick the leg you want to work first. It actually works both, but you're going to put one of them, the band's just slightly under your knee to support it in place, so just slightly underneath. Your donkey kick, the knee that is not around, you're going to squeeze your butt, lift the hip up, and then lower down. Lift up and lower down. You can go with a flex foot or a pointed toe, whichever you prefer. If you find it painful on your wrist, you're also more than welcome to come down to the forearms and go from here. But you're aiming to keep a neutral spine as you do this, so not arching your back like this. So keep your pelvis tucked under. Just straight away, stamping your foot on the ceiling. Oh no, I had a little pauses. Right, ignore these pauses all the time and just pulse and pulse and pulse. Little pulse at the top of the range. You're in your hands. You're in your forearms up to you. Oh dear. I messed up. Left a little 20-second gap between each exercise. And for that, you're going to pay for it. And I'm going to pay for it because we're going to pulse through those rests. We're not having rest today. We don't need it. You can take breaks if you need, but we don't need it. Now, watching here, we'll just turn to the front because the goal is you want to see that level hips and not wonked out to the side. Chances are you've gone like this and you've got hardly any weight on this opposite hand. Try and keep your weight level as you pulse in and pulse in and pulse in. Nice, right, coming to a fire hydrant. So that's knees together and then just open these slightly to the side and then close to the side and then close to the side and then close. It's called a fire hydrant because you know how like a dog when it goes to pee on something, that's what it looks like. The same thing when you're doing these, you're aiming to not rock and open your hips too much. You're not aiming to open out to the side, not trying to wonk the hips, not trying to arch the back. Maintaining as neutral spine as possible, neutral pelvis as possible. Dog peeing. I used to call this dog peeing to all my clients. And I didn't understand why it's called fire hydrant. And then I worked out, oh, you know, what I just said. Right, go for the top half pulses. Turns out I wanted that break, eh? We're going to hold up, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and little pulse. Little pulses at the top. This is brutal. A bonus 20 seconds. Oh, brutal, but oh well. What's worse if I make a mistake that means you need to do less work than I wanted you to do? That I'm not okay with, but you having to do more work than I had intended, I'm okay with that. I'm talking through it and breaking. You see, little pulse in, little pulse in, little pulse in. And by the way, the leg that's moving, you should be feeling that, but your supporting leg is being a stabilizer. So that might be burning the same amount or maybe even more. But not weird if you feel that sensation. Just going to combine the two together and then we switch sides. So you go for the donkey kick to the back and then to the side, donkey kick to the back and then to the side. Bam. Back and side. You're with me, right? You're working through this rest. We don't need rest. Back and side to work our back. Side. Just 30 seconds to go and this side is done. Same thing again, you can absolutely do this on the forearms if you're feeling pain in your knee. I'm never worried too much about the height of how high you're lifting your knee each time because that again really normally means you're moving your pelvis around a bit. Nice. We just got to switch the legs around. Switch the band around, sorry. Oh, I've messed it up. Can't handle. So, same the other side. You need to put it underneath the other knee. No changes, the error will still be there. I can guarantee that. So, we start with the donkey kicks up and down, and up and down. There are bands, by the way, that they're made of like fabric instead. I personally don't recommend them. They're really good for not doing what this one's done, which is folded up, and that can be really uncomfortable. But they don't have as much stretch because it's material. It's limited in how much stretch there is. So for me, I mean, it's totally fine if that's what you got, cool. But if you find this one annoying for this reason, you think it's a good idea. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna pulse it up. I still think these are better. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and little pulse. We're lifting, we're pulsing. We're lifting and we're pulsing. We're ignoring the fact that I added a break and you're not getting the break. You're getting 20 seconds more work. Yeah. Check. So if it's your left leg that's lifted, put quite a bit of weight in your left hand. If it's your right leg that's lifted, put quite a lot of weight in your right hand to try and make it so it's even distribution diagonally across your body and not all the way on the right hand, right leg. Little pulses, 15 seconds to go. We're pulsing. Oh, yeah. Checking your pelvis, checking your spine. If you've got a mirror or something on the side, check it that way. If you're ever not sure, film yourself. I know it's awkward to watch yourself back. I know I do it all the time here, right? But still just film yourself, see how it is going. And then 500 to the side and up. I'm going to have to sort out this thing. You're going careful, dude. It's in the wrong way. To the side and up. Oh yeah, side and up. Oh yeah. Bam. And a bam. Just been really antisocial with my head. Just getting the stuff in my head. Just think on the home stretch. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. That includes a bit of stretch on each side. So you're going to do top half pulses. Here, so lift, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. It was 30 seconds, it's now 15 seconds of pulsing. I had a break. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, but it's good. It's a good hurt, it's a good hurt. Oh. It burns so very much. I'm interested to know which side of yours burns more. For me, at the moment, it's my right leg, my supporting leg, not the moving leg. Oh, I have a little break to tell you that. Final one, the combination, go one donkey kick, and one to the side. One donkey kick, bam. One to the side, bam. This is the final stretch. Then you are completely done. Bam. What's funny as well is I made them 30 seconds so they were feeling really manageable and achievable. Can't believe I messed up. Whenever you see trainers and they're like, oh, they lied to me, it's never normally a lie, it's just literally human error. Does that make it better? I don't know. Right, got 10 more seconds to go and then it's it. How much can you squeeze your butt? How hard can you clench? Go on. Oh, nice, well done. Get rid of the band so you can stretch the butt. Get away, get away. Just lie down on your back. Push your ankle over your thigh, relax your knee forward, and then reach forward and pull the leg towards you. Just try and relax your bum down towards the floor as you pull your leg towards you to increase the stretch. We spent the whole entire time on the butt, so we've got a decent 45-second stretch on each one. If you feel it start to relax, perfect. Taking a breath, breathe out, just try and pull the leg even closer again. And just switch legs. Cross the ankle over, relax the knee forward. Grab the thigh, pull it towards you. We want both strong muscles and long muscles. So we don't want to stretch them out as well. We don't want to have like really strong and tight, nor do we want really weak and tight. You can get that as well. Just want strong and long. The muscles are kind of strong enough to support everywhere in all the joints, but they're also not so tight that they're pulling on the joints after. So the stretch is just as important. I'd like to apologise for my mess up, but also kind of funny. Rock yourself up. Made it harder, right? Well done. I'm going to keep adding on butt workouts. As I say, they're so important for us, and I think it gets kind of neglected a lot. If you've got any questions or feedback other than the obvious, so please get it right. Do let me know. Send me a message. Give me updates. Let me know how you got on. Did you manage to meet me? Maybe, probably. Hopefully see you soon. Thank you for training with me.